Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Mindful Moments. Today, we're going to be focusing on the mindful nutrition portion of mindful living. And really, both areas are super important. You can't separate living mindfully and not include mindful nutrition because how our bodies function, how our minds function, and how it creates our moods are all elements of mindful living. Mindful living is an awareness, a compassionate awareness for how you feel, the things that you do in your life, the activities, your relationships, and the food that you eat, and paying close attention to how those things make you feel. Now, today we are going to be focusing on how our nutrition affects our mood and why that even is the case. Now, oftentimes we'll hear, you are what you eat. And that is really true because our bodies are capable of absorbing the nutrients that we eat every day to produce health in our cells, a healthy mind, healthy organs, healthy skin and hair. All of those things are attributed to the kinds of foods that we eat from day to day. So the more nutritious our foods are, the better our health will be. The more antioxidants that we put into our body, the more that we are able to help with cell health and growth. And all of those things contribute to our health and well-being and are a part of our mindful journey. So let's talk about that a little bit. Our brains are a very complex organ. It takes many things in order for our brains to function properly. And we've talked about before how there are chemicals that are released in our brain that will either cause anxiety, feelings of being overwhelmed, depression, lots of mental illness issues take place in the brain. And so our brain is composed of several different things. There are a lot of transmitters that are neurotransmitters that take place in the brain. And those neurotransmitters are the things that relay the messages throughout your body. So one of the things that is contributing to brain health are fats. Your omega fats and your omega-3s and omega-6 fats. Now, these have to come from the foods that we eat. And good food sources for that are nuts, seeds, avocados, fatty fishes like salmon. Those are good fats, and your brain needs those in order to absorb the nutrients to create good, steady flow of a healthy mood. The saturated fats and trans fats, we all know where those come from. The fried foods, your processed foods, they can contribute to a compromise in your brain health. And so it's important for you to be consuming healthy fats on a daily basis. Now, not too much, but the fats actually help absorb those vitamins and micronutrients that are in the gut and take it throughout the body. So it's important for you to getting the right amounts of fat and also the right types of fat. Now, the other component of your brain is protein and amino acids. Now, the proteins, they're the building blocks for growth and development of your brain cells. And so protein is important. And I may have some people that get upset at me here, but I want to tell you that our American society, the standard American diet, is super, super high in protein. Very, very rarely do you find someone, unless they are really, really malnutritioned, do you find somebody that is low in protein. The average percentage of protein on the standard diet is 10 to 35%. Our standard American diet is way more than that. Now, there are exceptions to that. Somebody who's doing a lot of strengthening with bodybuilding, professional athletes, they are going to have a higher amount of protein intake. But there are lots of good sources of protein that you can eat. So you get those through your nuts, seeds. You get it through beans and legumes, lean meats for those of you that eat meat. There is also protein found in every one of your vegetables and fruits and grains. So there is not a lack of protein that's going on, but it is an important element in your brain health. And so protein is important. Amino acids. Now, what do amino acids do? Well, they are the precursors to neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are the chemical messengers that send messages between the neurons. And I know that's really scientific, but it's important to understand because those neurotransmitters are the things that help us with our mood, with our sleep, with our attention, and with our weight regulation. So they help to release those mood hormones like dopamine and serotonin. So it's a combination of a wide range of healthy foods that help control the balance with those neurotransmitters. Remember that contribute to your mood. How do you feel? Have you ever paid attention and just really focused on how you feel after a meal? How do you feel mentally? Do you feel lethargic? Do you feel full of energy and clear in your mind and be able to think and function through the rest of your day? Do you feel anxious? Sometimes the things that we feel from the food we eat doesn't happen until the next day. And I'll give you an example of that. I have suffered with anxiety for many years. At first, I didn't realize the symptoms that I was having were anxiety, like dizziness. And so in my mindful journey, I started paying attention to the foods that I was eating and how it affected my mood. And I recognized that on the days that I consumed a lot of sugar or high processed foods, that the next day I really struggled with anxiety and depression. I really had a hard time with it. My body would shake, my insides would shake, my mind wouldn't be clear. I'd have that foggy brain. I would be really emotional, and that would either mean that I was crying at everything or that I was really sensitive to being angry and irritated at people and things. And I started to put two and two together. And I recognized that when I cut those things out or limited them, that I didn't have those problems. I slept better. I didn't have near the anxiety. My mind was clear. And so it really became something where I recognized that the food that I chose to eat really did have an effect on how I was feeling. And it made all the difference because it empowered me. It empowered me to think that there was something that I could actually do to help me to alleviate the anxiety and the depression and the anger that I was feeling. And it made a difference. And I recognize it even today. And so I would challenge you to kind of do an experiment for yourself. Find out whether or not the things that you eat affect your mood. Now, we have a saying, and we hear it in society, that somebody is hangry. And what does that mean? That means that somebody has gone too long without food, and now they're getting angry at people. Their tempers flare. They're really short with their kids, or the kids get upset. Have you ever noticed that with a child? That when they start getting hungry, they get kind of whiny, they start to cry, they're more angry, you can't settle them down quite as easy. And then you give them something to eat, and what happens? All of a sudden, they're a happy child and they want to go out and play and go on with their day. Well, the same thing applies to us, and it's because the food that we eat affects our brain chemicals, and it also is affected in our gut. Now, there are more studies that have been done over the last several years of the connection between our digestive system and the foods that we eat and how we feel. They call it our second brain because there are lots of microbiome, there are lots of bacteria that is in your gut. And you've probably heard more about this lately, in making sure that your gut health is good. And part of the reason for that is that they're finding that there actually may be more serotonin, a component of serotonin. I learned that there are several different types of serotonin that affect our moods. One of that is created in our brain, and one of it is created in our gut. And so it's important. What do you have to do in order to create gut health? Well, those little microbiome, they are fed by fiber. That's a key element in creating a really healthy gut. To have all of those biotics, those probiotics that contribute to your health are very much attached to the things that you choose to eat. So have you ever noticed what you're craving? What kinds of foods you crave? Well, when you have got a healthy microbiome, it's because the foods that you're eating are full of fiber and nutrients, the macro, the micronutrients and vitamins that contribute to your overall well-being in your body and your health. But when your microbiome is sick, when you have more of the microbiome that are unhealthy, and that is caused from a lack of fiber, a lack of nutrients. And it comes from eating a diet that is mostly junk food. Now, that can be fried foods, that can be processed foods, it can be foods high in sugar, high in saturated fats. And so it's really important. I don't know how to stress enough the importance that the things that you eat not only contribute to your physical health, but they also contribute to your mental health, to the way that your mood, how you feel. And so, real quickly, let's go over 8 tips to help you with your mood, to help you fight anxiety, depression, have your moods more stable, all of those things. So let's go through those quickly. The first one is to eat regularly. This frontal cortex of your brain is affected greatly by the ups and downs of your glucose levels. Any food that you eat is going to change into glucose. It is the food for your brain. So, have you ever noticed that when you go for long periods of time and without responding to your hunger, that your mood changes? So it's important for you to respond when your body is hungry and stop when your body is full and satisfied, not stuffed. So on that scale from 1 to 10, you're going to eat around 3 and you're going to stop around 7. You don't want to go to a 2 or a 1. That is too hungry. That's when you just can't hardly stand yourself and you're going to eat anything that's in sight. You don't want to be there. You're 8, 9, 10. That's when you're stuffed. That's when your stomach is uncomfortable and you just want to lay down and you don't feel very good. You don't want to go there too either. So stay right in that middle zone. Pay attention to that. Eat whole foods. Whole foods high in protein, high in fiber, high in micronutrients. So you're looking at foods that are high in fiber would be your nuts, seeds, oats, your whole grains, beans, and legumes. All of those things are going to help you to be able to carry through to the next meal so that you're not super hungry all the time. Okay, really important. Second thing, eat good fats. Your omega-3s and your omega-6s. Those fatty acids are important to carrying those vitamins and micronutrients throughout your body. So eat good fats. Those are found in walnuts, sunflower and pumpkin seeds, avocados. See, my mind just drew a blank. I'm sorry. Anyway, those omega fatty acids, your flaxseed, chia seeds, hemp seeds, those are all really, really good sources of those omega fats. Third, eat your protein. I'm not talking about an exuberant amount of protein. I'm not talking about steak at every meal, bacon in the morning, lunch meat at lunch, or a chicken sandwich and then a steak for dinner. I'm not talking about that. That's too much protein for your body. It taxes your liver and your kidneys and your digestive system. It slows the digestive system down. Now, there are circumstances, and I understand this because my mother was one of them. There are circumstances where you have to have an increase of animal protein in order to slow that digestion down, in order for you to get any nutrients. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a normal, natural eating process, okay? Remember, 10 to 35% of your daily intake should come from protein. And there are many sources of protein that you can get that are a plant-based protein. So focus on those whole grains, on those beans, the legumes, the tofu, tempeh. Those are all really great sources of plant-based proteins. Okay, so just be moderate in those things. All right. Those proteins will give you the amino acids that you need. So make sure that you're getting some of those. It's not good to cut out any of those important elements in your nutrition. Okay, fourth, hydrate. Our brains need water to function properly. Have you ever had a headache, a really bad headache, and realized it's because you haven't drank any water during the day? I'm not talking about soda pop. I'm talking about good, clear, clean water. Now, you can have flavored water with some lemon or lime or orange, whatever flavor you enjoy there. Some herbal teas are great. Those would be good things to make sure that your body is hydrated. Okay, that can contribute, if you are dehydrated, it contributes to headache, to tiredness, to foggy thinking, and also affects your mood. So kind of pay attention to that. Number 5, eat the rainbow. Get in as many colors as you can through your fruits and vegetables. Your fruits and vegetables contain the majority of your minerals and vitamins and fiber that your body needs, that your brain needs, that your gut needs. in order for it to be healthy and to contribute to good mood. So eat a variety. Go to the grocery store. We did a meditation on this, a class on this. Go to the grocery store and just look at the produce section. Look at the abundance that's there. Focus on what those foods can do for your body. And then pick out which one looks good to you. Give it a try. This week when I went to the store, it was beets. Now, I haven't bought beets in a long time, but they are packed full of antioxidants. So, a wide variety. Eat the rainbow. The more variety you have, the more minerals and vitamins and micronutrients that you will get for your health. Okay, number 6. This will be a hard one for some people, but cut down on the caffeine. Okay, studies have linked caffeine to anxiety and depression, migraines, and a disruption in your sleep. So cut back on that. See how you feel. See if it affects how you feel. The more good foods that you eat, the more energy that you will have. The less that you will feel like you need to have that energy drink or that cup of coffee in the morning to get you up and going. Okay, I know that routine can be comforting for people, but the more that you cut down on that, the more nutritious foods you eat, the better you are going to feel, the more energy you are going to feel. Okay. Number 7, pay attention to your gut. Gut and the brain, they are connected. They work off of the same nutrients and function very well and balance your mood. So make sure you are eating those fiber-rich foods, your vegetables, your whole grains, live yogurts. They contain the good probiotics for your gut. Those are important. You can find those in yogurt. You can find them in fermented foods like sauerkraut. Those types of things really keep that gut bacteria healthy and functioning well. So really important there. Number 8, check and see if you have any intolerances. If you feel like there's a food that you eat and you're paying attention to how it makes you feel, how your food makes you feel, and you think that you might have an intolerance to something, please get with your doctor, get with a nutritionist, get that taken care of so that you can feel healthy and feel at your best. Cut that food out for a little while and see how it makes you feel. Most oftentimes, my experience has been that is what the doctor and the nutritionist will suggest for you. They do have some tests that they can run that would be helpful. But give yourself a little bit of time off of that food and see how you feel. How does your body respond? How does your mind respond in your thinking and your ability to sleep, in your ability to have a very steady flow of mood, not so much anxiety and depression and all of those things. So check and see. Above all, very last, please be kind and patient to yourself in this process. If you have been living and eating more of the standard American diet, and you are not used to eating a lot of fiber, people will get gung-ho and they'll start to eat, they'll cook up their beans, lots of salads and raw foods and things like that. And then your digestive system says, whoa, what are you doing to me? And you experience a lot of bloating and uncomfortableness. That isn't what I want for you. So please be kind. Take it easy, take it gentle. Add to your diet those things on a consistent basis. Now, there are some things that you can do to help that. 1, cook your food. Cook your vegetables and your fruits, and mainly eat those. Increase your cooked vegetables over a period of time and gradually increase them raw. If you're not used to eating green salads or bean salads, whatever kind of salad you want, don't go from eating a small portion of salad to a great big old bowl of salad. Okay, maybe you aren't eating any salad at all. So start small, gradually increase those things in your body. A green smoothie is a great way to go because it's already breaking down in that process and will help you with that. Beans. A lot of people complain about beans. We all know the little joke. So we won't go there. But one of the things that you can do with beans, if you are using dry beans, soak them overnight and then rinse them before you cook them. That will help take out some of that gas and help with your digestion. If you're using canned beans, make sure that you rinse them well because it's within that fluid that you get that. Okay, so rinse them well and gradually increase them into your diet. Okay? Now, I'm not talking diet as a diet. I'm talking about the foods that you eat from a day-to-day basis. That is the definition of a diet, okay? So gradually increase those things in your body. Allow your system to get used to those. Your microbiome will start to develop healthy microbiome. Those bacteria will get healthy. And pretty soon you'll find that those are the things that you're craving. Do you want to change a craving? Are you tired of craving the junk food at night? Change the way that you eat, and you will start to crave those good things. Okay, so simple and easy. Be kind. Be compassionate with yourself. Be patient in the process, and start to become aware. Be mindful of what your nutrition is doing and how you feel, how it affects your mood, how it affects your thinking as far as brain fog. Do you think more clearly? How does it affect your energy? And how does it affect your sleep? Okay, all of those things are going to contribute. Now, I am not going to do a meditation today. I have changed this up for these videos. This was a little bit longer video today. There was a lot of information to give to you today. My meditations are going to be over on my Mindful Journey Studio YouTube channel. So I invite you to go over there. I am putting more and more of those on a weekly basis. I'm putting a couple of those on right now each week. And so those will be available to you to go and do those meditations and have some of that self-care, to just take a breath and think about your body, to calm down, to take care of your mind and your emotional state. I'm trying to develop those so that they can be beneficial and helpful to you. And so head on over to the YouTube channel. Also on my Mindful Journey website, Mindful Journey Studio website, you will find the podcasts and the blogs, and those will be available to you as well. If you go over to YouTube, please click the like and the subscribe. I want to be able to get this information out to as many people as I can, and feel like that is what I have been kind of called to do. So you can help me in that regard and share it with your friends. Anyway, I want to wish you a beautiful day. Be mindful of what you're eating, your nutrition, how it makes you feel. And please post below. I would love to hear some of the things that you're doing that are working for you, and some of the things that you've recognized that aren't working. Maybe you've never thought of the fact that I'm feeling anxious today. What did I eat yesterday? Comment below. I would love to just talk back and forth with you. And if you would like to do this on a personal level, specific to your needs and what you want, I have a special going on through the month of July that focuses mostly on your mindful nutrition. you can go to my website and get 10% off for those personal consultations, and I would love to help you. So anyway, this video's gone on long enough. Love you guys. Take care, and until next Monday, have a beautiful week. Talk to you later.